All right, everybody, thanks for checking us out here at High Desert Music Channel. This is going to be an episode of Life and Music. Yeah, these aren't going to be about practice or about gear or anything like that. This is going to be about how music and life mix. Kind of short episodes, obviously recorded, not live. So, anyway, episode number 1 of Life and Music. So this episode is kind of about it's called Wash It Out, and how music in general, listening to it, hearing it somewhere, hearing it or playing it, whatever, music, period, music, has the ability to wash out the bad days, wash out the crap from the bad days, the stuff that you didn't, the bad stuff from the bad day. And, I really kind of started to think about that more when I started to play. And it started to occur to me that playing music provides a quicker washout, if you will, a much faster cycle than just listening, at least in my mind. Because your brain has to focus and you're paying attention to what you're doing. At least I am, because I'm learning. And if I wasn't learning, it might be something different. Your mind might wander while you were playing. If you've been playing forever and you know these songs by heart, maybe it's different for you. But for me, anyway, as the guy that's learning how, I start to kind of think about all the ways that music woulda, coulda, shoulda clean things out, wash things out for me over the years, and some of the other bad days along the way where playing music would have, woulda, coulda, shoulda washed things out better than I was able to do just by listening to music. And there's always those songs, man, that stick out in your brain over certain things, people passing, relationships ending, jobs ending, things like that, that stick. That's kind of the story of life, stuff. Life happens, you're going to remember it. If you don't, you're probably not going to be able to keep on moving forward. You got to be able to remember it and learn something from it. And so, I started to realize that, there's a lot of times where music, woulda, coulda, shoulda, playing music, woulda, coulda, shoulda, helped me clean things out a lot faster and maybe made better decisions along the way and changed a lot of things about a lot of people's lives, It's kind of crazy how playing music is so much different than making it, at least for me, and creates a completely different mindset of how you remember things. And you start to look at it from a perspective of, man, I remember that song being real big with me during this moment, and man, how much different would it have been if I would have knew how to play that song? How much different would that have made things? And I could say that about a million songs in a million situations. God knows I've made just about every bad choice a guy could make. And, somehow you keep on moving through. You keep waking up every morning and going after it, because that's just how it works, It sure isn't a walk in the park most days, but such is the world, you go through it anyway. So now, these days, I get into bad days. Today wasn't the greatest of days, I'm just kind of in that funk in the last week or so. A lot of things going on, in terms of the channel, in terms of my world, my personal world, stuff like that, just all mixing up, and it, the last couple of weeks been pretty heavy for me, and I see now how much easier it is to deal with when I have a guitar or a bass that I can pick up and just kind of jack around with, and play it a little bit and concentrate on the tunes that I'm working on, concentrate on finger position, stuff like that. Just concentrate on playing and being a better player. And I see now healing, if you want to use that term. I don't necessarily like to use that term. Not in my general lexicon, but the washing out of the shit from the day happens faster when I play, because I'm concentrating on what I'm doing. I'm paying attention. It's a song I want to hear. It's a song I want to play. It's a song I want to get better at. And eventually play in front of people in a band. And actually do something with music besides putting it in my bedroom and put it up here on YouTube for nobody to watch. So I do see how, playing music woulda, coulda, shoulda helped me wash things out a lot of times over the years, and how nowadays it's helping me to focus faster and to clear that stuff out faster and to move beyond it faster. And I think to some degree it does allow you to turn loose of long-held things to some degree, because you're more focused on other things. Again, these things are all based on me and how it's working out for me. But I have a feeling it's kind of the same for probably a lot of people. It's music is an interesting thing, and it creates new spaces in your brain. It creates new places in your imagination, in your mind, and at the same time, it also, for me, keeps that fire lit, that small, tiny little glimmer of hope that eventually I still can go out in a blaze of rock and roll glory. That's the whole point of the world for me now. To totally immerse myself in music, and I see how much better my future is with music. Being able to play music, being able to create music, learning how to use this MIDI and create new music that nobody's ever heard before, whether it's good or bad. It's bound to get better. But the point is, I see where music is leading me. I see it, deciding to play guitar was kind of a snap choice. Like, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to do this. I want to do this. It's been one of the few things in my world ever that I've sunk this much into and remained as interested in almost a year later. Because you know how most things are. You get into it, you figure a lot of it out, and it's not as interesting anymore. Some things don't get that way, but a lot of them do, and we all kind of can think of some of those things. But music is not that way. There's always another song. There's always a new technique. There's always another instrument to try to play, and that's, for me, that's fantastic. I love it, and that's part of, like I was saying, being covered up, wrapped up in the music, listening and playing, and it's almost like a shield to keep the bad days from being quite as bad, because I can feel them, I can see them coming, and hey, maybe I have some time to crank out a tune real quick. Lunchtime from work, run to the house, crank out one tune, and get back to work whether I eat or not. I played a song, I feel good about it. Played it well, didn't play it well, doesn't matter. I made some music, I played some music, I created something, and I'm headed back to work. And whatever it was bugging the shit out of me that morning, at least is slightly diminished and slightly washed away. And thereby, the name of the episode, wash it out. And that's what music can help you do. Music can certainly help you wash out your bad days and your bad times, just like it has for me and countless other souls throughout time, So if you're new to music, keep on doing it, man. Keep going, keep trying, keep getting better, keep practicing, play every day, keep getting better, keep trying, because there is something to gain from the music, and you can wrap yourself up, cover yourself in the music,
And to some degree, at least for me, and maybe if your brain works like I do, that music is somewhat of a cape, a cloak, a shield from bullshit. So, anyways, that's about where I want to be, about these 10-minute mark with these little shorter videos. Thank you so much for watching us here at High Desert Music Channel. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave us a comment, good, bad, or otherwise. We'd sure love to hear it. Let us know what you think about music and how music has impacted your world. Do you have a certain song you want to play to get through a shitty day? What do you do? How does music help you as much as it does me? Let us know in the comments. We sure love to hear it. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a really good evening.